This is High School Challenge, the varsity sport of the mind. Now, here's your host, Jim Gaber.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more High School Challenge. We have two terrific teams ready to play, so let's meet our players right away, shall we? First, from Kearsley High School, we have Zachary Cook. Zach is a sophomore at Kearsley. He enjoys quiz bowl, choir, and hockey, hopes to attend Arizona State for a degree in political science and go on to be a politician. Next for Kearsley is David Whatling. David is a junior, enjoys chess and quiz bowl. He is a member of the National Chess Champs in '02, hopes to attend the University of Michigan and study architecture. Jason Brownfield is the captain of the Kearsley team. Jason's a senior, 3.458 GPA, a Poli-Sci award winner, and numerous others. Enjoys chess and classic rock and quiz bowl, and is the captain, as I said. Hopes to attend an area college and go into network systems administration. Rounding out the Kearsley team is senior Kent Hirschberger. Kent enjoys soccer, chess, quiz bowl, and theater, plans on attending Kettering and going into computer engineering. Those are our players from Kearsley High School. Next, we have our team from Oxford, and there we have Adam Kogelman. Adam is a sophomore, honor roll member, along with various music awards, enjoys guitar, writing, composing, and playing games, plans on attending Ithaca University and becoming a musician. Carrie Townley is a sophomore at Oxford, enjoys playing the French horn, symphonic band, zenith band, or brass ensemble, also enjoys writing and designing t-shirts, is looking to get a Master of Fine Arts degree in creative writing at a university in the Rockies, and hopes to go on and write novels. Megan Cummins is the captain of the Oxford team. Megan's a senior, academic achiever and Oxford leader with a 3.5 and above GPA. Enjoys quiz bowl. She's dual enrolled at Oakland University, but enjoys volunteering, music lessons, and the National Honor Society. Hopes to attend Cornell and become a physicist. And rounding out the Oxford team is Kim Graham. Kim is a senior, is a scholarship winner at Aquinas College, is an academic achiever in the Oxford Leader, has an academic letter and honors, member of the National Honor Society, quiz bowl, marching, symphonic, and pit band, math club, enjoys volunteering and lecturing at church, hopes to attend Aquinas next fall and become a pediatric neurologist. Those are our players for High School Challenge. We're ready to go. Teams, here are your rules for round one. About to ask you a series of questions worth 10 points apiece. The player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, your team scores the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt me anytime I'm asking a question. There's no point penalty for incorrect answers. However, at that point, I would repeat the entire question for the other team. Good luck. Here we go. The thirsty chemist drank a drink, and then he drank no more, for what he thought was H2O. Jason Kearsley.
Sulfuric acid.
That's the answer I'd be looking for. That's correct. Here's your next toss-up teams. Every second, 100 of them occur around the world. About 500 of them occur by the time this question is done. What is this dramatic meteorological event? Zach Kearsley.
Thunderstorm?
I need you to be more specific. I have to call time. Oxford, you may take it. Oxford, Adam.
Lightning storm?
That's correct. Lightning. That's what I needed specific. Next toss-up. After playing Henry V in Hamlet, he became the new instructor in Defense Against the Dark Arts at the Hogwarts School for Witchcraft and Wizardry. Jason Kearsley.
Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh is correct. In Greek, its name means wood sound because the sounds are made by striking bars of tuned wood with wooden Adam Oxford.
Xylophone.
Xylophone is correct. It originally meant the lead female in an opera company. Now it refers to a temperamental Megan Oxford.
Prima donna.
Prima donna is correct. The first edition of this scientific classic, all 1,192 copies, sold out in one day, November 24th, 1859. What is this bestseller by Charles Darwin? Jason Kearsley.
The Theory of Evolution.
That's incorrect. Oxford. Oxford, Erie.
Darwinism.
Also incorrect. It was the theory of evolution, but the title of the piece was The Origin of Species. Actually, it's much more than that, but I'm not going to read it all. The one who created the chant in the 6th century is not the one who reformed the calendar in the 16th century. Jason Kearsley.
Gregory.
Gregory's correct. In the end, this 1759 novel advises us to work in our own gardens. What is this tale of the education of a naive young man written by Voltaire? Jason Kearsley.
Candide.
Candide is correct. Your next toss-up teams. In the Bible, it was 21.8 inches. For the Greeks, it was 18.3 inches. To the Romans, 17.5 inches. What is this ancient unit of measurement? David Kearsley.
Foot.
Foot is incorrect. Oxford? Oxford. Carey.
Cubit.
Cubit is correct. The beautiful blue Danube flows through the city where Johann Strauss wrote his famous waltz. What is this Austrian capital? Jason Kearsley.
Vienna.
Vienna is correct. Jabez Stone is a New England farmer saved by a New Hampshire orator after selling his soul. What is this short story by Stephen Vincent Benet? Jason Kearsley.
The Devil and Daniel Webster.
That's correct. Boeing aircraft, Starbucks, the Space Needle, Zach Kearsley.
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington is correct. Veterans Day, November 11th, commemorates the day an armistice was signed between Germany and the Allies. What war ended November 11th, 1918? Jason Kearsley.
World War I.
That's correct. Your next toss-up. The shortest verse in the Bible, John 11. Jason Kearsley.
Jesus wept.
That's correct. If you're an etymologist, you study words. What do you study if you're an ento? Jason Kearsley.
Insects.
Insects is correct. Your next toss-up teams. This geometric figure is the set of all points in a plane with the same total distance from two. Jason Kearsley.
A circle.
It's incorrect. This geometric figure is the set of all points in a plane with the same total distance from two fixed points. The 2 points are called foci. What is the set called? Adam Oxford.
Segment.
It's also incorrect. An ellipse is what I need. 2 foci. In a series of 4-line stanzas, the poet asks for a loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou. What is this hedonistic work by Persian poet Omar Khayyam? Zach Kearsley.
The Rubaiyat.
Rubaiyat is correct. Your next toss-up teams. They expected only a single mountain range about the size of the Blue Ridge to stand between themselves and the Pacific. Jason Kearsley.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark is what I'm after. It was the first census of property owners in England and what they owned, ordered by William the Conqueror in 1085. By what name is this survey known? Time is up. The Domesday or the Doomsday Book. It's equal to 550 foot-pounds per second. What is this old-fashioned unit of power now used in a Ford Bronco, a Dodge Kent? Kearsley.
Horsepower.
Horsepower is correct. If a football team had played there, it might have been called the Rome Dome. What is Adam Oxford?
Coliseum.
Coliseum is correct. And 10 more points at laughing at that. Not really. According to Portia in The Merchant of Venice, it droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. What quality is she talking about? Carrie Oxford.
Mercy.
Mercy is correct. It's one of the longest words that can be spelled using only the top row Jason Kearsley.
Typewriter.
Typewriter is correct. It's liquid at negative 210 degrees centigrade. It boils at negative 195 degrees centigrade. What is this atmospheric gas? Jason, Kearsley.
Oxygen.
It's incorrect. Oxford. Oxford, Megan.
Nitrogen?
Nitrogen is correct. In the mid-14th century, it was called the Black Death. What, Jason, Kearsley.
The bubonic plague.
That's correct. In this ancient Greek city, boys began military training. Jason, Kearsley.
Sparta.
Sparta is correct. Your next toss-up. In 1624, English mathematician Henry Briggs wrote, "By them, all troublesome multiplications are avoided and performed only by addition." What new mathematical tool was he described? Carrie, Oxford.
Abacus?
Abacus, incorrect. In 1624, English mathematician Henry Briggs wrote, "By them, all troublesome multiplications are avoided." Time is up with that buzzer. The answer I was looking for was logarithms. And that's going to bring us to the end of round one. And as you folks can see behind me, Kearsley leads, so Oxford, you get the first crack at round two, our lightning round. I'm about to give you your choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. Remember, you may consult during this round. No need to buzz in, but I'll only be taking answers from Megan, the team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I move on. You'll score 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus if all 10 are correct. Once your 60 seconds is up, Oxford, Kearsley, you'll have 30 seconds to answer anything they missed, passed on, or didn't get to, and then we repeat the process. Oxford, your choices for this game are the James Gang, Veggie Lovers, or Potpourri for free.
Potpourri.
Okay, it won't cost you a dime, and you can earn 10 cents, or rather points, for every correct answer about this variety of people, places, and things. We begin with number 1. In what part of your body will you find rods and cones?
Eyes.
Correct. What branch of the federal government is headed by the president?
Executive.
Correct. What literary detective was created by Arthur Conan Doyle?
Sherlock Holmes.
Correct. In what country did 58,000 U.S. soldiers die between 1962 and 75?
Vietnam.
That's correct. What is the formula for computing the area of a triangle?
Area equals 1/2 base times height.
Correct. What country is the native habitat of the panda?
China.
Correct. What is the first line of the 23rd Psalm?
Pass.
Who starred in the movies Bull Durham, The Bodyguard, and Tin Cup?
Kevin Costner.
Correct. What French artist is famous for his paintings of ballet dancers in rehearsal?
Pass.
What red leaf flowering plant is most associated with Christmas?
Poinsettia.
That's correct. You threw all 10 and you have 8 out of 10 correct. We will reset at 30 seconds. And here we go over to you, Kearsley. What is the first line of the 23rd Psalm?
Yea, though I walk through the valley of death.
That's incorrect. What French artist is famous for his paintings of ballet dancers in rehearsal?
Degas.
Degas is correct. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, is what I needed for the other. And now, Kearsley, you may select between the James Gang and Veggie Lovers.
What do you say? What do you say?
What do we know about the James Gang?
Let's go with the James Gang.
Okay, Frank and Jesse are not the only members of the James Gang. For 10 points each, identify these men whose first name is James. And we begin with number 1. His first name was James, but he's better known as Wild Bill.
Hickok.
Correct. He wrote the Leatherstocking Tales.
Cooper.
That's correct. 007.
Bond.
That's correct. He directed Titanic and produced...
Cameron.
That's correct. He was the voice of Mufasa.
Earl Jones.
That's correct. The Irish author of Ulysses...
Joyce.
That's correct. He invented the game of basketball in 1891.
Naismith.
That's correct. With Francis Crick, he discovered the structure of DNA.
Van Leeuwenhoek.
Incorrect. The first U.S. president named James.
Madison.
That's correct. The last president named James.
Monroe.
It's incorrect. And that's your time. That's 10. You're through 10. You got 8 correct as well for 80 points. We'll reset at 30 seconds and toss these over to Oxford. Oxford, first with Francis Crick, he discovered the structure of DNA.
Hook.
That's incorrect. The last president named
Carter.
James. Carter is correct. And the one that you both missed, you were looking for Francis Crick and James Watson. That's what I needed there. That's going to bring us to round 2. A lot of points scored. We'll total all those up and be back in a moment. But first, let me introduce to you the Kearsley coach and alternates. Coach for the Kearsley High School team is Mike Skidmore, and with him today are Rachel Engel, Kate Zawacki, Philip Couts, Brad Beagle, and Ryan Turner. We'll be back in a moment. Before we begin our third and final round today, let me introduce to you the Oxford High School coach and alternates. Coaching the team is Brian Agar, and his alternates today are Danielle Graham, Katie Sands, Glenn Seedham, and Mike Staggs. We welcome all of you, and we welcome you back as we're ready for our extra credit round on High School Challenge. Teams, remember the rules on toss-ups for this round are the same as they were on round 1 with one big difference. A correct answer earns not only 10 points, but also a shot at 10 points worth of extra credit for your team. Remember, on the extra credit questions, you may consult. No need to buzz in. I'll take the captain's answers on those. But I remind you to consult on extra credit questions only and not on the toss-ups. When the buzzer ends at the end of the game, if I'm in the middle of a toss-up extra credit cycle, we play all the way through the cycle before the game's officially over. Here we go with your first toss-up. Its subtitle is For Preventing the Children of Poor People in Ireland from Being a Burden to Their Parents or Country, and for Megan, Oxford.
A modest proposal.
A modest proposal is correct. Oxford, your extra credit. This 1904 corollary to the Monroe Doctrine declared that the United States might intervene in a disturbance in Latin American country to prevent European involvement. Whose corollary was it?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt is correct. Next toss-up. He was a 16th century Augustinian monk who wrote the lyrics to A Mighty Fortress Is Our God. Who is this German reformer? Jason Kearsley.
Luther.
Luther's correct. Kearsley, your extra credit. His most recent PBS series was a 4-hour biography of Mark Twain. What filmmaker has also produced documentaries on jazz, baseball, and the Civil War?
Ken Burns.
That's correct. There would have been a penalty for missing that. We'll move on. In golf, it's 2 under par. Jason Kearsley.
Eagle.
Eagle is correct. Kearsley, your extra credit. The largest painting in the world, 60 feet wide and 33 feet high, is on the altar wall of Rome's Sistine Chapel. What is this masterpiece by Michelangelo?
The Last Judgment.
That's correct. Your next toss-up. Woody the Cowboy and Jason Kearsley.
Toy Story.
That's correct. Kearsley, in 1979, the Voyager 1 spacecraft photographed 8 active volcanoes on this moon of Jupiter. What is this simmering satellite?
Europa.
It's incorrect. Io is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. Before 1872, this European capital existed as 2 separate towns on opposite sides of the Danube. What is Hungary's largest city? Zach Kearsley.
Budapest.
Budapest is correct. Kearsley, your question. The Greek playwright Aristophanes described the Greek city-states as frogs sitting around a pond. What sea is the pond that Aristophanes referred to?
Aegean.
Aegean is correct. Your next toss-up, teams. According to one version of the story, he was the outlawed Earl of Huntington. Jason Kearsley.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is correct. Kearsley, Beowulf kills Grendel and Grendel's mother. What creature kills Beowulf?
A dragon.
A dragon is correct. Toss-up, teams. Chickens have one, so do you. Your doctor might call it the sternum. Which, Jason Kearsley.
Breastbone.
Breastbone is correct. Kearsley, in 1916, he resigned from the Supreme Court to run for president and lost. In 1930, he became Chief Justice and served until 1941. Who was he?
Taft.
Taft's incorrect. Charles Evans Hughes is the answer. Here's your next toss-up. With great power comes great... Jason Kearsley.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is correct. Kearsley, no law varying the compensation for the services of the senators and representatives shall take effect until the election of representatives shall have intervened. Which amendment to the Constitution is this?
22nd.
27. That's the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. Before becoming president, Ronald Reagan served 2 terms as governor of this state. Jason Kearsley.
California.
California is correct. Kearsley, the movies Minority Report, Blade Runner, and Total Recall are all based on his stories and novels. Who is this science fiction writer?
Asimov.
It's incorrect. Philip Dick is the correct answer. Here's another toss-up. It's the number of significant digits in the expression 6.023 times 10 to the 20. Kent Kearsley.
3.
3's incorrect. Megan Oxford.
2.
Also incorrect. 4 is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. According to Exodus chapter 14, verse 21, a strong east wind caused this unprecedented geographical phenomenon. What was it? Jason Kearsley.
Parting of the Red Sea.
That's correct. Kearsley, your extra credit. It got its name because it connects the judgment hall in the Palace of the Doge to the state prison. What is this bridge in Venice?
The Bridge of Sighs.
Bridge of Sighs is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. Great Britain has its parliament. Which European country has a legislature called the Cortes or Cortes? Jason Kearsley.
Spain.
Spain is correct. Kearsley, your extra credit. Ranging from tiny beads to melon-sized rocks, these mysterious chunks of silicate glass are strewn over the Earth's surface. What are they called?
Rocks.
They're called tektites. That's the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. If you travel due north from New Mexico, you'll go to only one state. Which one? David Kearsley.
Nevada.
Nevada's incorrect. Oxford. Oxford Carey.
California.
It's also incorrect. Colorado is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. If you open a bottle of strong perfume in one part of a room, you'll soon be able to smell it every... Jason Kearsley.
Diffusion.
Diffusion is correct. Kearsley, your extra credit. It was set to go off on November 5th, 1605, until a friend of one of the conspirators went to the authorities. What was this plot to kill James I of England, led by Guy Fawkes?
The Gunpowder Plot.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Next toss-up, teams. Daisy Buchanan is driving the yellow car when she hits and kills Myrtle Wilson. Who takes the blame and is shot by Myrtle's husband? Megan Oxford.
Gatsby.
Gatsby is correct. Oxford, your extra credit. It's an acrobatic trick done by freestyle skiers, which consists of a twist while doing a somersault. What is this flashy move named for a 19th century German mathematician?
Rodeo? Rodeo?
Rodeo flip. Rodeo flip?
It's incorrect. Mobius flip is the answer. Here's your next toss-up, teams. A piece of music by Nikolai Rimsky-Korsakov tries to imitate the sound of the apis... Jason Kearsley.
Flight of the Bumblebee.
That's correct. And Kearsley, because we're in the middle of the cycle, you do get the bonus. Here it is. It connects the Black Sea with the Sea of Marmara, which leads to the Mediterranean. What is this narrow strait and important trade route?
Suez Canal.
It's incorrect. The Bosporus is the correct answer. That brings us to the end of our game. Very well played. A lot of points scored. Congratulations to Oxford on a game well played, and to you, Kearsley, for winning today's high school challenge. I'll be back with more. Until then, I'm Jim Gaber. Good day.